Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? You know what time it is. We're back once again, pulling Saturday duty. I said duty. We don't want to be working on a Saturday, but I do. I do. What's up, everybody? For those listening on YouTube Live, hello. For those listening on the Mike Dolce Show podcast, hello. Good. The chat is back right on. We got the stream is populating. Good to talk to everybody. I will be answering your questions today, but first, I want you to answer my question. Do you really want it? Like, do you really want it? Do you really, really want it? Or are you just talking stuff? Are you just making up nonsense noises in your head that fall out of your mouth when you talk about it? When you talk about what you do, what you want to do, what you will do? Do you really want it? Do you really want that thing, that success that you've been talking about, that you think about, that all day long you think about, that you might even think you're actually trying to achieve? But do you really want it? Are you willing to sacrifice everything for it? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to be tired? Are you willing to be sore? Are you willing to be hungry? Are you willing to delay gratification? Are you willing to work extra hours? Are you willing to do the things that you do not enjoy doing? Because you really want it. Like, do you want it that bad? Because if you don't want it that bad, that it hurts, if you don't want it so bad that you're constantly uncomfortable and a little scared and afraid, then you don't really want it. You just really like talking about it. You really like pretending you're about it, but you're not. So what can we do to really want it? Because if you don't really want it, you can't get it. So it's like, Dolce, how can I get it? Well, do you really want it? Well, yeah, I want it. No, do you really fucking want it? Oh, I mean, I don't want to have to stop drinking beer. I don't want to have to start, I don't know, saving 4% of my paycheck into my 401k. I don't want to do that, you know? Well, then fuck, you don't really want it. Because those who really want it, they'll do whatever they have to get it. And that's the only way to get it. So you think about this. Take this home. This is your homework. I want you to think long and hard. Do you really want the thing that you think about most? Do you really want the thing that you identify with who you are? Do you really want the thing that you tell everybody you really want? Because if so, then this is all easy. If so, you will do anything and everything to get it. Eating properly, sleeping properly, managing stress properly, exercising properly, prioritizing your life properly, organizing your life properly, preparing your day, your products. That's all. That's easy. That's like breathing. You don't even think about it. But if you don't really want it, all that stuff is a hassle. If you don't really want it, going to bed at 9 p.m., well, that's kind of a pain in the ass because I like to unwind a little bit. I watch the show, I watch the game, I sit around and pitter patter on my iPhone game. That helps me relax, man. No, you just don't really want it. You're just making shit up. You're just making up noises, blah, that come out of your mouth. These words that you use and even these thoughts that you have, but it's not true. Because if you really want it, you do all the things that you have to do to get it, as if there's not even a choice. There's no option. Of course, I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock because I really want it. I really want that thing that I'll get because I'm doing all the other things to the best of my ability. But like, yeah, you want to get in shape. You want to lose 20 pounds. You want to look great in the bikini. You want to win the fight. But, pizza is pretty good. And I only have a slice or 3. I mean, and I already had a slice of pizza. I had a hard training day today. So I can have a couple mozzarella sticks. I can have a slice of cheesecake. It's not a big deal. I mean, I got to spar tomorrow and work it off. So then you don't really want it. You're full of shit. Once again, you're making up these noises, these words, blah, 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 to fool yourself or try and fool the people around you. So it makes you, if I can fool them, then that'll kind of allow me to go out and do the thing that I know I shouldn't be doing. But it's because you don't really want it. That's what allows you to do it. So hopefully having this understanding, hopefully I'm kind of bringing the obvious to light and challenging you to ask yourself, do you really want it? Because if you really want it, you will do everything in your power to get it, and you will get it. You'll get it in rapid time, and it'll be much easier than you think right now. And it seems difficult right now because you're not doing the things you need to do to make it easier and more efficient and see progress. You keep fucking yourself up. You keep tripping over your own dick. You keep getting in your own way. Vivid words and examples I'm using, but that's what you keep doing. You keep tripping over your own pile of shit that you smear on the floor. And is that what you want? Like, is that what you want? You just want to be frustrated halfway there, always starting over again. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on Monday. I'll try this new program. I'll buy this new product. I'll go to the new gym. I'm going to CrossFit instead of Zumba. I'm going to run instead of weightlift, whatever. I'm going to join yoga instead of cardio kickboxing. And I'm just going to start something over again. So it's up to you. Do you really want it? That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Do you really, really want it? Because if not, find something else you really want and start getting some traction. The clock is running. You hear that? The clock is running right now. You're either in the market or you're out. You're either investing in what's next, investing in your growth, investing in progress, investing in education, investing in opportunity, using the time because it's a time investment. Time is running right now. So we have to be fully vested in it. What do we really want? You got to be fully vested in it. Then it's easy. That's how all these people are so successful, more successful than you. And they're not even as smart as you or good looking as you or honorable as you or cool as you. They're not even deserving, but they're doing it. They're making the time investment to do the things they need to do to achieve their it. While you're sitting on the sofa farting into your favorite pillow with chip crumbs all over your chest. So you're in or you're out. Do you really want it? Think about that. Now, let me answer some questions. Omar, what's up, Omar? Roman, good morning. Dante, yes, I want it. Whoa, hey, now. J7, no, I don't. Brandon, sure, you sure do. Johan, howdy, Papa D. I really, really, really want it. I refuse to go into my 40s and 50s and beyond unhealthy and sick. Couldn't do it without you. I appreciate that. And that's exactly what it is. Tick, 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 tick. Investing in your future. I love it. Susanna, hey, Dolce, I missed Missed and appreciate all you do for us common folk. Quick question. What type of honey can I add to my breakfast bowl? We go to local farmers markets and we get raw local honey. Absolutely love it. Amazingly delicious. Get to know the farmer, better understand how they procure this honey. They are each different and they have their own ways, but it's all very special in many ways. And raw local honey has been shown, I'm not saying it's definitive, but has been shown to possibly have positive impact on digestion, on immunity, on allergies or reducing allergies. So there's really good stuff about raw local honey. That's the one that we suggest, but again, not if you're pregnant, of course. So this is not medical advice, but that's where we go. But the more organic, the more natural, free from any sort of contaminants, impurities, bacteria, and such. That's the way to go. That's the caveat I throw onto the raw local honey, simply because you need to be aware of certain contamination that can happen. John, what's up, John? Mysteries. Hello, Mike. Quick question: are frozen veggies good enough? No, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're a decent placeholder during the zombie apocalypse, but that's not what a human should be eating every day. What up, Mike? Just smashed some skinny sumo stir fry. I'm getting it. Hell yeah, Diesel. That's awesome. Ed Begain, I work in a mine, regular night shifts, and crappy food where I work. It's a real struggle. The struggle is real, Ed, but what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're going to fight tooth and nail and make it happen to put yourself in the best possible situation to be successful. Are you going to plan your meals? Are you going to procure your ingredients? Are you going to prepare them and pack them and have them ready to go during the 30-second opportunity you have to get down some clean nutrition? Because if so, you are going to fucking crush it. You're going to crush success in everything you do in life. You're going to own the mine if that's what you choose to do eventually. But that's what you have to do. Everybody, we all have a shit circumstance in some way, shape, or form. Things that we have to overcome, plan around, work around, get by, make do. So it's do the best you can with what you have where you are. But it should always be more. You should always be doing more and doing better. Dante, I usually cook proteins in olive oil on the stove. What are some other ways I can cook my proteins? Well, we don't cook with olive oil or extra virgin olive oil simply because it has a low heat threshold. It's more of a room temperature or oil served cold for optimum nutrient integrity. But your proteins, baking is good. We do lots of baked fish and broiling is always good. You can do some pan, like we do a stir fry. We'll use an avocado oil, maybe a coconut or a peanut oil. And those are some helpful options. Mike Lee, hey Mike, how do I find the perfect weight for my body frame bone structure? Mike Lee, for the average healthy adult male, you would probably want a healthy body fat range anywhere between 8 and 12%. You know, 8% or 8 and 12%. Yep. Depending on how much you weigh. If you're walking around in the 120s or so, it's probably better and easier to have a naturally lower body fat percentage, the high single digits, 8s, 9s, and such. Middle weights or so, somewhere usually 9 to 11. And then if you're a little bit bigger in frame, 6 foot plus, 200 pounds plus, then somewhere between 10 to 12 is perfectly healthy. What we try and do is keep all of our healthy adult males below 14% body fat. That is our threshold. Once you get above 14% body fat, then your body falls into another category in which you can manifest certain forms of disease or illness or all-cause mortality, metabolic syndrome. So we try and keep it below 14, but really the Goldilocks is 8 to 10 or 8 to 12. Mike Lee, hey Mike, how do I find it? Answered that. Does having a lot of muscles shorten the lifespan of the heart? We can debate that. I can actually take both sides of that debate and produce very compelling arguments to both. So the answer is, if you look at it one way, yes, you can. And it's really to what degree? Is it, being 1 pound technically overweight based upon height, age, gender, or is it 101 pounds of lean muscle tissue? Well, that's a big issue. That's a problem. That's a big problem. 1 pound, probably not a problem. 13 pounds, over an 80-year lifespan, I don't know, maybe not a problem. And it's very hard to for science, and science hasn't been able to validate this yet. Is there a specific number? And what would that number be? So if we can theorize that, yeah, it's making the heart work harder. Some say just like, tires on the car, that there's only so many spins, only so many beats. That's why, certain high ultra endurance athletes, cardiovascular deficit athletes that have very hard working environments for their heart, they say, well, they just run out of beats eventually. Others could say, well, that is better than having a detrained heart. They actually have a highly trained heart. So athletes that do this, even at the extreme level, they're in a better circumstance, and they should be have a higher rate of longevity, simply because now their heart is optimally trained to most efficiently pump blood to all these working areas and working muscles. So and those are two different looks at the same exact topic, two almost polar opposite conclusions, but both are true and both are valid. And this is what happens with a lot of science. So what we try and do is we try and just be aware. We do a lot of background history, blood work, working with your medical team and such, family histories and things like that. And what we try and do is we just try and offer specific guidance based upon the individual, treating the individual, because each of us are different as an individual. So we have these general concepts and parameters that we're aware of, but then we look at the individual person, see how it all comes together. How was the NSCA info show? Did you still learn lots? Yeah, it was awesome. Tony Ricci and Andy Galpin and Clint Wattenberg spoke today, which was great. Myself, Dr. Duncan French, Heather Linden spoke yesterday. PJ spoke also. Corey is speaking. Casey is speaking today. I don't have the last names right now, but it's a great event this week, and I'm honored and happy to be a part of it. But like I said in the lead up to it, I'm super happy to be sitting in the stands as a student. And I got my notebook open, I got my laptop flipped up, I'm taking notes, and I'm having a blast. Steven, Mike lost 14 pounds on 3 weeks to shredded and then hurt my knee. Lost 14 pounds on 3 weeks to shredded and hurt my knee the first week and couldn't walk. Super stoked. Thanks, man. I got you. My girlfriend signed up and she must like what she sees, ready to keep going. That's awesome. So Steven lost 14 pounds on 3 weeks to shredded, but he hurt his knee and couldn't work out. He hurt his knee in week 1 and couldn't even work out. So he couldn't even work out. And he had a banged up knee, and he still lost 14 pounds in 21 days following 3 weeks to shredded. He didn't even have to exercise. And he lost more weight in the last 21 days than most of you have lost trying 3 different diet plans over the last 3 years. It works. 3 weeks of shredded, it works. That's all at thedolcediet.com. Omar, coach, is it true we shouldn't worry about overeating as long as it's healthy food? Well, it's true to a degree that if you're only eating earth-grown nutrients, the body tends to have a limiting effect on how many calories it actually craves. You ever find that if you're eating salads and apples and nuts and seeds, you're not overeating. You're eating when you're hungry, and you're eating when you're empty. It's very efficient. It's very efficient food matter that's passing through your body. You're never over full. And you're likely bordering, you probably have to eat a little more than you're even comfortable eating to make sure you don't dip into a caloric deficit, to keep you in a caloric surplus. That's when you're eating real food, because a lot of the craving mechanisms are shut off simply because there's a reduction in deficiencies. There's a normalization in the digestive environment. So you're not under all this distress, and body is completely inflamed. You're not living that life, that crappy life. But it's always possible to overeat. I mean, it's possible to overeat on any food. What would be like almond butter, cashew butter? I can make, all natural nut butters in my Blendtec at home. Man, I could eat 20,000 calories of nut butters in a day. And then the rest of my 3,000 calories from regular food. Oh, for sure. You could too. So of course you can, but you have to, like I always say, don't be a dickhead, right? That's really the number one thing. Hey, Mike, what do I need to do to get swole? You need to go out and buy some Get Swole Sports Supplement line, man. That's what you need to do. You need to start doing the bro split, one body part per day, just like Mr. Olympia. That's what you need to do. No, what you need to do is train full body, multi joint compound movements every other day. You need to eat a diet of earth grown nutrients, dense in micro and phytonutrition at a caloric surplus of 300 to 800 calories per day. We like to start at the lower range and build from there. You need to get 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep per night, and you need to minimize stress. No baby mama drama. That's all you need to do. Mike, can I substitute broccoli for asparagus in a stir fry? Yes. Chris, I want it like Jocko wants to get up at 4:30. Greetings. Hell yeah, Chris. Our UK DDC. Chris Didding came all the way over from the UK this year and became a Dolce Diet certified coach. Chris is crushing it in his own professional world of fitness. Good to see you, my brother. Gary Bridges, coach, should you have carbs before bed? Will it help recovery? It can help recovery, but it won't very much help fat loss. Having carbs before bed can help those of you who are early morning trainees. You get to the gym, you have to push hard because of work and life. Having carbs before bed can be a good thing in those circumstances. If you're looking to stay in a caloric surplus and build more lean muscle tissue and grow, carbs before bed again can be good. Carbs before bed can be bad when you're looking to moderate the fuel substrates that your body depends on or that your body utilizes during certain bouts of activity. That was one of the conversations Clint Wattenberg had presented today at the UFCPI, the NSCA Combat Clinic, and it was very, very valuable information. Someone asked a very specific question. They have a client who has to train at 6 a.m. because of life, and it has to be a hard workout most days. What's the best thing to eat before? It's hard to, they have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to train at 6? No. What they need to do is they need to make sure they have the fuel substrates available for the type of activity. It will be a low intensity drilling, walking, light job type of day. We'll be at a high intensity sparring, plyometric type of training for the day. Different fuel will be needed. So different fuel should be available. What we say, providing the raw materials to the job site. That's what's necessary. You have to have the right materials available. So carbohydrates before bed, we use the breakfast bowl quite a bit. For some of our, some athletes, they have to compete early in the morning. They wake up, they're before the sun comes up. They have some of these intense runs and things like that, CrossFit competitions, wrestling tournaments, all these things, they start rather early. So we will throw a breakfast bowl in at night before bed. But if we're trying to just get lean or utilize fat or become more efficient at utilizing fat as a fuel source, then carbohydrates before bed are not good. So you always have to be aware, why I kind of went so long on the topic. You always have to be aware of what is the fuel for? What are we doing? How it will affect me? What have I done? What state am I in? What's your favorite protein bar? I have none because I don't really believe in them. Mike Lee, how do you find the perfect weight for my bone structure? I'm 5'11", 170, but I feel like being 220 is too much. You don't, man. You just grow. There's no magic number. How do you feel? How are you performing? What's your blood work look like? That's what it comes down to. Paul, god damn. Yeah, what's up, Paul? Jeff, maple syrup. Saw you put it in your breakfast bowl. Ooh, so good. A little maple syrup and sliced banana with a little sprinkle of cinnamon into the breakfast bowl with the rolled oats. Not the oat bran, but the rolled oats. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Coach, how can I know if I am overtraining? How important are rest days? Overtraining is terrible for you. How do you know? Many ways, you're not as horny as you used to be. You're not sleeping as well as you used to. You're not training as intensely. You're not mentally as focused. You're not telling as funny jokes. You're not able to pay attention or focus. Your PRs are slipping. You haven't hit a PR. You're falling below your PRs. You're feeling injured and sore. You're starting to get sick. Your heart rate, your resting heart rate has raised 2 or more beats per minute. Those are some easy ways to understand. If you have one of those on 2 consecutive days, I would back off. Most of what we do is forcing our athletes and clients to slow down, to periodize their training. How good is pea protein? It's okay. I mean, I don't think I've bought it all but once in my life to see how it tastes. If I'm looking for amino acids, there's a better way. There is a better way, and that would be whey. A whey protein isolate would be the ideal. If you're just after the amino acids in the most efficient form possible, whey protein isolate is great. If you don't want to do the whey and you're looking for plant-based sources, I would just eat hemp seeds. That's perfect. I mean, what is there's that's the answer. It's pretty easy. We just try to make it super easy. Like the pea proteins and the rice proteins, they're just less efficient. And they're super expensive. Whey protein isolate, relatively inexpensive. You get a lot of protein per gram per dollar. Hemp powder, hemp protein powder, super expensive. I would never buy one. I would just buy Bob's Red Mill hemp seeds in bulk off of Amazon Prime for super high grams of protein per dollar spent on the product. Just do that. It's easy. Dolce Whey, hell yeah, the Dolce Whey Pro. We're working on labeling quality control issues right now, just making sure that we're jumping through all the hoops. We're in no rush, but we want to do it correctly the first time. How much time after waking should I walk? I feel like sometimes I spend too much time fasting before walking. I wake up and go. I'm still wiping the sleep out of my eyes. That's the goal. Wake up, use the restroom, wash your dirty little hands, step on the scale, track your weight, put on your socks and shoes and hopefully pants, grab a bottle of room temperature water, start swigging on it, and walk out the door. I'll usually throw a double shot of espresso in to get me going and just walk out the door. You should be out the door within 3 minutes of your feet touching the ground. I mean, ideally, I ain't got time to waste. I'm not going to sit around doing what, clouding up my mind with emails or Insta posts or whatever the hell else is going on. I'm trying to sneak out, and sneak in before my family's even awake. What's your goal for fall 2018? We got lots of professional goals. Personal goals, we've been working on a recomp program, which I'm pretty excited about. Training style, I'm changing my training style a little bit. There's some things I'm doing personally. I have set new athletic goals for myself. So I'm excited about that. Two actually, one end of October and then one end of the year. So I have it staggered. Business stuff, you'll hear about all that new content coming up. Lots of great new content, which is where we've been kind of hiding away. Also on a partial vacay, a life vacation. Yo, brother, Khabib versus Conor, who you got? I have no idea. It's going to be a great fight, though. I'm super pumped for that fight. Two badass athletes, striker versus wrestler. But at this level of elite MMA, man, they're both dangerous everywhere. It happens. Mike, finally, I caught the man himself live. Thanks for everything, Mike. I'm a high-level amateur athlete, and I've noticed amazing body composition changes after adding LISS and green tea. Mike, I appreciate that. Thank you. Just speaking the truth, my friend. Just sharing the knowledge, just telling you what all these multi-millionaire world-class athletes pay us to tell them, telling you guys for free. And here you are as an athlete saying, holy shit, the stuff Dolce says, it actually works really fucking well. And it's so easy to do. It didn't cost me anything. I just had to go for a walk in the morning and start my day off right. Drink a little extra fresh brewed green tea during the day, and shit, life is good. Which brand of whey protein do you buy or recommend? I don't have a specific brand recommendation. I do recommend a cold process, cross-flow, microfiltered, non-GMO whey protein isolate with no additional ingredients. That would be my suggestion. What do you do to help focus, prevent mental fatigue? Usually it's helping the athlete find a proper mental skills coach to work with. That's important. Dr. Andy Galpin spoke on this topic today. And then we as coaches to help find the optimal performance state for the athlete. Some athletes might not be able to find mental skills coaches, but I think the awareness of the support staff needs to understand that what we do, what we say, how we act, how we react to the athlete on a personal and professional level can increase or decrease this feeling of mental anxiety or lack of focus. So we're always trying to cultivate the optimal performance state, but it's not just with athletes. If you think as a human, I want to perform optimally as a human also, and I want everyone around me, my wife, my kids, my family, my coworkers, my team, my friends, my clients, I want everybody to perform well and be focused and free from anxiety. So the way we speak to each other, the way that we engage with the other, the way that we present conversations, even critical conversations, have to be presented in a very firm, loving, supportive way that the individual, once again, there's individual specificity that the individual will receive. Myself as a speaker doing the things that I do, the messages that I put out, I have to put messages out in a manner that people will receive them with the essence attached. Many times people speak in manners that they get their point out the way that they feel their point. But unfortunately, most people don't have the same perspective and they don't receive the point that way. So the essence is lost. So and this all has to go with, you're thinking about a fighter backstage and they got anxiety or in training camp or whatever. Well, this is what it is. We're just talking to people here. So how would you react if you were a banker or a lawyer or a barista? It's the same thing. Now, if you have access to mental skills coaches and those are her licensed and trained to really drill down deeper, then you work with someone like that. If you're working with coaches such as myself, that's not my specificity, it's not my skill set. But also I do have an awareness, as should all the other coaches and support staff and family members and all that, that you have to allow the athlete at such extreme times to operate in that optimal performance state. What do you think about passive modalities, foam rolling, etc.? I would rather train every day and not be sore and not be too sore. What's your opinion on that, brother? I love a lot of the modalities. I don't do them as much as I should, which is why I'm not as mobile and flexible as I should be in all areas. I can almost do a full split, but that's mostly because of heavy weight, high rep squats, barbell back squats, front squats, goblet squats, lunges. I've always trained through full range of motion, ass to grass style, essentially, which has helped keep me limber. But at the same time, other positions, I can't sit Indian style at all. I mean, I can't even get my feet together to sit Indian style, yet I can do a full split. Lots of dysfunction going on because I don't do as much as I should do, but I'm aware of that. Mostly what I do is I focus on a lot of the metabolic recovery, which is infrared sauna, getting massage, some cold water immersion, maybe, once or twice a week, depending on certain training phases. And then stress management, rest recuperation. That's where I personally spend a lot of my time, but I won't allow the athletes. We kind of force protocols onto the athletes. And that's my job as a coach, to make sure the athlete is doing the things that I'm not doing. So me at 42 years old, father of two, having a nice life, talking to you guys for a living, I can be a little less flexible and then get away with it. Mirsad Bekti can't. He has to be a full range athlete. So of course his training protocol isn't exactly mine. I wanted to give you personally, but also professionally. Hopefully that gives you insight. I need a coach actually sending me protocols every day and checking in on me and making sure that I'm doing my foam rolling and my proper mobility work. How can I find one of your certified coaches to help me gain weight? Mike Lee, just shoot us an email to support@thedolcediet.com. We have over 280 Dolce Diet certified coaches around the world. Think about that. So there likely is a Dolce Diet certified coach somewhere near you where you can actually work with them one-on-one, or just have local proximity to your coach, even if it's a phone call and or a Skype call away. But send an email to support@thedolcediet.com. Omar, is hit 4 to 5 times a week too much? Hit 40. Yes, I would say yes. Shit, it's time. I gotta go. Jesus, I've been talking to you guys for so long, which I really do enjoy. Let me try and finish this. Student here, diet tips for staying focused and or memory improvement. Will, we actually wrote the college diet guide. Go on Amazon right now for $9. You can download it on your Kindle. You can get the paperback for a couple more dollars. Go to Amazon right now. It's the Dolce Diet College Diet Guide. We teach you how to get in amazing shape in college. Even though you might be partying, even though you might be smoking weed, we actually not teach you. We don't endorse that you smoke weed unless it is completely legal in the vicinity that you are actually doing it. You are of age and all the other restrictive elements. But should you find yourself legally ingesting marijuana, we actually teach you great recipes, great munchies that will actually make you feel so good, and it'll be so delicious, man. But you'll wake up leaner and healthier, feel better the next day. So we walk you through, we teach you how to live on like $30 a week, eating 6 meals a day, college budget, in a dorm, in the apartments, not having a skillet or even access to a boiling pot. We teach you everything. So that's College Diet Guide. Everybody should have it. All right, guys and girls, I apologize. I have to get back. It's second half of the second day of the NSCA Combat Clinic. I'm having a blast there and honored to be a speaker and presenter on the topic of extreme weight cutting, a passive approach. And I'm getting today to sit back and watch all of the great presenters, Andy Galpin, Mike Ricci, Clint Wattenberg, and then Bo Sandoval. I'm getting back right now to go to the other side of the room, more of the hands-on. Bo Sandoval is going to be running an element on the training floor, so I'm pumped up to get back there and see them. So YouTube guys, I will see you later. Give me a thumbs up, motherfuckers. What are you doing? Only 7 thumbs up. How dare you? Hundreds of you have been on here thus far, engaging, and I'm answering questions. Give me more thumbs up, please. I appreciate it, guys. I'm just kidding, but not really. Subscribe to the channel, click notifications so when you know when we go live. I keep trying to give you guys as much free content as I can, and I will continue to do that while answering your questions. So YouTube, bye. My good friends at the mic.